Okay, now here we go again. April 27th, so I'm still working on my herbs. So I showed you this kind of part 2 of the sage blooming. And I didn't want to lose all of this. So I'm kind of doing a trial this spring. So, when you have the time or you got the plants, I kind of learn with trial and error. So I'm going to leave some flowers for the bees. Now I cut some down so that'll be usable, and that's still going to come back up. I got all my parsley cut. Now I could have cut this down a little bit more, but I got that cut. I'm going to take some home. So I'm going to, I love to leave some for the bees. So I got that. So my blueberry bush was getting kind of choked out. Now I was still kind of doing some fall cleanup. I didn't get to do that. I got sick in October, so I'm kind of behind on that. So I got cut a couple of dead branches off my blueberry bush. So they got some nice airflow. You want to have airflow with your plants down in the bottom. Then I cut my catnip. So I pulled all this out. Now last year I had peppers in here, I had tomatoes in here that had come up from the compost. I got a little bit of lettuce there that's still, I'm going to try to pick that. And I had a beautiful marigold plant there. So sometimes things just come up and I let them grow with the compost. And that's kind of a learning experience. I think I don't have no more pepper plants. I might plant a few flowers here, especially in that one spot. I don't have no more marigolds. I couldn't get any today. Well, no, I did get some marigolds at Lowe's. It was almost out. So anyway, with this circle, I've been working on this a couple of years. I always had problems with weeds. So now that I'm keeping it full, I like to have a ground cover, especially with the sage and the parsley and the catnip. It kind of shades out all the weeds. So, in a square foot gardening, you want to use every inch of space you can. And that's what I try to do. I always run out of space, even though I create beds every year here at my mom's. So, I'm going to plant a few things here. I mean, when you plant things thick, your yield sometimes is not as high as it would be like if you're farming. But, this is just for me and my mom and my family and my friends. So in here, I've got this small bed I'm still working on to keep the weeds out. Try to do herbs and lettuces here. I've already lost one lettuce. Had a tomato plant come up there last year because I'm trying to avoid. Now every year I clear out this bed. There's weeds. And there's so much weeds at my mom's because it's full sun. Where I live in partial shade, I don't have that much problem. So this is still fall cleanup. I'm going to clean this up again. I mulch it heavily, put dirt in it, compost, whatever. Still, I think the weeds are from the wind and the weed eater and whatever happens. So the one spot that I showed you that was almost weed free is because I have plants in it. So I try to save this for my peppers and tomatoes and such. So I'm going to probably put tomatoes there and show you real quick. I know I showed you my arugula that I'm trying to let go to seed. I don't know if it'll seed itself and come back, not sure. I just haven't pulled it up. So here this is the problem at my mom's, constant weeds. And it's expensive buying dirt and mulch. So that's why I started composting. So look, now I'm going to have to thin these out, of course, or either I'll just see which plant wins. These are all peppers. Now last year I composted in place last fall. Peppers come up. I didn't plant any peppers here, and now the same thing is happening. And so I have another bed. I have not planted peppers in the front the past 2 or 3 years. So this is, still got some weeds. I got some peppers coming up. Peppers. I got to put some peppers. I just let them fall to the ground. Peppers. So they thin out. The strongest ones win. And then there you go. So that's kind of free food to me. I got, flowers coming up. I got a lot of work here still in this front bed, but I'm trying to get my plants planted because Mom was having surgery in a couple weeks. So I've just been really working hard on that. So Hope this was informative, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.